All right. So basically, my last stream was flagged. We were doing a film study on the Georgia Tech game last year in the 2025 season. We were doing a season opener breakdown analysis on how Colorado lost that game. And I said that it was on the coaches, but it was flagged. And it was fair use what I was doing, but they were flagging like crazy. It was multiple people flagging. But I beat them though. I ended the stream and deleted it. So your flagging went unnoticed. I'm just letting y'all know that I caught it just in time before y'all really dinged the channel. I got y'all. So it is what it is. It was multiple people flagging at the same time, but I caught it just in time. I caught it. Thank you for the people that let me know in that last stream. Y'all let me know because as soon as I ended the stream, I deleted it. But it was multiple people flagging because I started getting the emails. I got it was like 9 emails, like different people flagging it. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good though. Um, that Georgia Tech game. So what we were doing was in the last stream, the Georgia Tech game, we were showing that the defense was actually doing their job. The defensive line was doing their job. They had a really good team. The quarterback was good, but they just weren't prepared fully. The team wasn't prepared fully, and it was on the coaches. So I did get that out before people started flagging it. Okay, I honestly feel like football is scripted. I do feel like football is scripted. Um, so yeah, I do feel like football is scripted, and that game didn't seem right. The defense was doing their job. Okay. Martavius French had 2 fumble recoveries. Okay. DJ McKinney had an interception. They were doing their job, man. But the preparation for the team, if you even see how the formations were, they were not formatted correctly. It was on the coaches. And I heard that the coaches really don't watch film with the team last year. That has to change this year for them to compete, especially in Big 12 action. Um, and especially for them to beat Georgia Tech. They're gonna have to watch film like crazy. They're gonna have to prepare to see where Georgia Tech strengths are and try to figure out how they're gonna maximize on their defense. And also they have to watch film as a team as well. And they also got to watch film with their positional coaches. But I heard they weren't after games, they weren't watching film. They were just watching highlights. That's not the case. They got to watch all 22 film because let me give you an example. Taufik Big Byard, he was doing some things on defense that don't show up in the stats. I don't think the coaches caught it. I don't think so. They didn't catch it because if you're not going to catch it just in highlights, you got to go watch what he was doing in the all 22 film to see that he was very effective. But for you guys to let him go, you mean you couldn't even afford him? This is not good. This is not a good foundation here. But the last live before multiple people started flagging it, we saw that they were prepared. The kids were doing good against Georgia Tech. The defense held Georgia Tech for a long time for 0 points, and Colorado had 7. The tape doesn't lie. Men and women lie, but the tape don't lie. We went back and saw it until I got flagged. But guess what? As soon as I deleted that live chat, I deleted it. As soon as I ended the live, I deleted it very quickly before it dinged my channel. It's gone now. Okay, so the flagging went unwarranted, just to let you know. This wasn't a regular copyright flag. People were actually flagging it because I knew I was going to get a copyright, right? So I knew that. So after the live ended, I was just going to delete that portion of the film study. But what happened was people just started like reporting like nonstop. So that's why I had to end the live and delete it altogether. But I was going to delete that portion of the film after the live was over anyway. I was going to do that because I do that all the time. If I show film, I know that it's going to be copywritten at the end, and I'll just delete that. They give you the option to delete that portion of the live out. That's what I was going to do, but damn, y'all was on y'all job this morning, just to let you know that. But I'm an old veteran. I got multiple channels. I know how to get by it, so you can't get me on this one. But shout out to the people that warned me that I was getting flagged because y'all saw it. Y'all, I was getting flagged like crazy. But that Georgia Tech game was winnable. The coaches lost the Georgia Tech game. I'm telling y'all they did. The Georgia Tech The coaches lost that Georgia Tech game. Y'all did. Okay. You can't blame the players on this one because we went back and looked at the film. Y'all lost this. You guys should have called more plays to maximize Caden Salter talents, and y'all didn't. Because we could see what y'all were doing. We could see it. And also, despite the preparation on defense, the players played well. Despite they were actually battling their coaches. So this is what they were doing last year. They were battling the team they were facing and their coaches. That's what they were doing. It was almost like they weren't going to win that. Somebody on that team might have been working for Vegas. One of them coaches, I don't know who. Somebody might have been working for Vegas, man, because y'all could have beat Georgia Tech. Y'all actually had a really good team and could have beat Georgia Tech. So no wonder Seton left there. I would have left too. If you guys weren't watching film with the team, I would have left too. Multiple players are saying it. We weren't watching film together. They weren't watching film. They weren't breaking down the film. We was only watching highlights. You're not going to win that way. This is just real truth conversation that they don't like to hear. I don't care. I'm not a hater. We need to get to the reason. There's a reason for everything. Of course, you're going to lose games. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. But this game right here, the Georgia Tech game, it was a pivotal game to start your season because Georgia Tech went on to have a really good season. Okay. And you guys could have beat Georgia Tech. You could have beat them. The defense was doing their thing. They were Anquin Barnes and then was putting pressure on Haynes King like nobody's business. We saw it. And then yet you guys gonna have people come in and say they were soft. No, they weren't. They weren't soft against Georgia Tech. They were not. See, what happened was at some point that the locker room was done. Because if the coach is not going to go all in, the players are not going to go all in. You guys did not go all in last year if you weren't sitting there watching, breaking down film on what happened. You got to break down the crime scene after it happens. When I say the crime scene, I'm talking about the film, not the highlights, the film actually. But if the coach is not putting overtime in, why should the players put overtime in? So guess what? Mistakes are made. You can learn from your mistakes. And if you put overtime in, you guys will get to a bowl game this year. If you put the overtime in. If y'all don't, if y'all keep treating this like a hobby, you guys going to get embarrassed. That's what it is. Okay? If you're going to treat this like a hobby, just something to do, just so because to keep you from being bored at the house, you guys are going to get embarrassed. Your coaches got to put in overtime, but I think but coach is going to fix this year. I think he's fixing it. He brought Marion in. Marion has seemed like he's a film rat. He likes to study film. So you guys can at least get to a bowl game this year. All you got to do is correct that. But it wasn't the players, though. That was on the coaches. I couldn't believe that let me tell you something. You know how I know it was on the coaches? You mean to tell me you got players going to a YouTuber to watch film? That's a problem. It ain't no player should be going to no YouTuber to help them watch film. That's on the coaches. That's on y'all. There's no way. Okay? There's no way. The coaches have to be locked in. I don't give a damn if y'all got to put 10 to 12 hours in a day. Y'all got to lock in. If y'all don't lock in, the players don't lock in. You got it? You guys got to lock in. The coaches got to be there around the clock. I know coach said that he want the coaches to go home at a reasonable time for their family. Not when you're trying to win a chip. You got to lock in. You'll see your family at the end of the season. That's how this works, man. Tom Brady put a lot of film study in to be who he is. I watched a documentary on Tom Brady on how much film study he watched. He watched so much film. I'm surprised he stayed married for so long. But you got to be able to lock in. The coaches ain't locked. They not locked in. If they go home at a reasonable time, they not locked in, yo. And they not watching film. So I don't want to hear it. Sitting up here knocking Jordan Seaton for leaving. I would have left too. Shit, I'm trying to go in the first round. I'm not trying to sit here. But I think they fixed it, though. I think Coach fixed it this year by bringing in Marion. I think he fixed it because I think this kid can watch film. Yeah, I call him a kid too because he's younger than me. You know, everybody a kid to me, but young man. This young man looked like he's a film rat. That's what coach needs. He need coaches like that to come in and be film rats. Okay. None of his offensive players should be going to any YouTuber asking for help as long as he's there. That's what coach needed. Okay. He don't need no lackluster performance from these coaches. But he also he changed his linebacker coach, right? He changed the linebacker coach. He changed the tight end coach because they said the tight end coach sitting up there watching YouTube videos with his players. So Coach Prime, he fixed that. He brought in a new tight end coach, and he brought in a new DB coach. He wasn't playing. He brought in a new DB coach and a lot, especially that linebacker coach. So I think he fixed it this year. So they will get to a bowl game as long as he fixed it. This was on the coaches, and you can see it was on the coaches because he started bringing in new coaches. That's how you know it was on the coaches. So as long as he correct that situation, you're going to see a better product this year. You're going to see a more prepared team. Okay, this team last year was not prepared. Despite their preparation, they still played hard for the first few games. They did, but they lost it. It was just okay. Let me just get my fuck it now. That's how it was because the coaches weren't locked in. The coaches left timeouts on the table. They were not prepared. How are you going to sit up here and compete in the Big 12? You don't know when to call timeouts. You weren't prepared. So as long as they fix that this year, and at least see, they got to have somebody on the sidelines to let coach know, hey, coach, you got 3 timeouts left. Just to let you know, once we throw the ball, if they don't get out of bounds, call a timeout. Nobody told him this. You got to have somebody on the sidelines to let him know. His mind is all over the place. He might not have remembered. You got to have somebody on the sidelines and say, hey, coach, call timeout, call timeout. And then he'll call it. What the hell he got assistants around and all this shit around, ain't nobody helping him. Everybody just sitting there looking like a deer in the headlights. Good. I'm telling you, I saw the film. And even Coach Prime knew something was wrong. He knew that the formations weren't right because he had went in one game, he went to the defensive coordinator, like, look, what you doing? And then the coordinator just turned his back and had a screw face. He should have got fired because I went back and looked at it again. He said, what are you doing? Listen, he can't be the head coach and defensive coordinator at the same time. If that's the case, he don't need a defensive coordinator. If that's the case. So he hired you, you gotta have this team prepared. If he come up to you and chew you out and say, what the hell are you doing with these formations? You need to change it. But at that point, it was just done. It was done at that point. So that's what happened. They did have a good team, though. They for sure had a good team last year, for sure. Them kids was playing against Georgia Tech, man. They were. And lost by 7 points. They lost by a touchdown and a field goal, extra point. So that's what they got to do. And it looked like he fixed it because he brought in new coaches. When he brought in that new linebacker coach, I said, oh, yeah, he fixing this. And when he brought in a new DB coach, he brought a new DB coach, a linebacker coach. Obviously, had to get a new running back coach because Marshall Faulk left. Okay. But he brought a new offensive coordinator. That's how I knew he knew exactly what happened. He had to fix it. He had to fix with the sabotage. He had to fix it. The reason why I say sabotage because they self-sabotaged themselves last year. The tape is no lie. They self-sabotage. So he's fixing it. He's fixing the self-sabotage. But they had a good team on paper, though. They did. You can go back and look at that Georgia Tech game. Martavius French was all over the place. He had 2 fumble recoveries. He was playing. And Quinn Barnes and then was putting pressure on Haynes King like nobody's business. But if you look at the formation, Haynes King was exploiting the holes in their defense. That's what he was doing. So the defensive coordinator should have been playing chess and he should have reformatted. He didn't do that. Okay. They lost. It came down to the coaching. That's what happened. So they fixing it this year. So good. He's fixing it. So you're not going to see those problems this year. I don't think so. I do not think so. The problems that you saw last year, I think is going to be fixed. But I'm gonna tell this defensive coordinator one thing right now. If you don't lock in, if you don't sit here and watch film with your team, you're gonna have the same results this year. I'm just telling you. I don't care who you brought in. If you're not sitting there locked in and watching film with these players, like, okay, players, we gonna have that. We need group film study. We need to really lock in on this team to exploit their weakness. If you don't do that, y'all gonna have the same results. Because it's on you too. But the thing was, I'm giving the defense the benefit of the doubt in the Georgia Tech game because you guys kept coming on the field. The offense kept bringing y'all on the field. Y'all didn't even get a rest. When you sat down good enough to get a breather, you back on the field again. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't give you guys a breather. You know what I'm saying? So that was one thing as well that I saw. But I had to go back and watch every single highlight from their season, and I saw what happened. I even know the game where everything fell apart. Everything fell apart when you switched out the quarterback and had the quarterback carousel. That the season was over at that point. You know how Jordan Seaton just recently went live? You know how he be just sitting there reading comments, not really saying he went live after a game one time, and then some of the players went live with him. I knew the season was over. It was over at that point. I could tell by the way they were looking at each other. It was over with. It was gone. The season was a dub, and y'all didn't win another game after that. So it can be improved though. So at least you know, okay, we got the problems here. You just bring in the people to improve it. And I think that's what they did when they switched out the coaches. But he did say for coaches, I don't want you to stay. I want you to go home at a reasonable time. No, they can't. They can't go. They got to prepare. If it takes 10 hours to do it, they got to do that because that's what the other schools are doing to prepare for you. They locked in. So y'all got to be locked in even more. And also, the players have to be comfortable to come to the coaches to watch film and not a YouTuber. As long as y'all fix that, y'all rolling. That's just what it is. That's what time it is right there, man. But yes, indeed, man, they are working out again. The players seem ready to go. The players are ready to go last year. It's the same shit. If you go watch the when the players came in last year, they had excitement in the weight room. I don't want to hear about all that. I want to hear what's going on in this game against Georgia Tech though, to see if the coaches got them prepared. Because every season is excitement in the weight room. Remember that one? Well, no, that one season, 24, that was a really good year. That was a really, really, really good year right there. But every year it's the same thing. It's hype. The hype is not there no more. What y'all gonna do against Georgia Tech though? And the crazy part about it is y'all got to play Georgia Tech again. Y'all ain't that crazy? They played Georgia Tech the first game of the year last year. In this upcoming season, they got to play Georgia Tech the first game again. That don't seem right. However, you guys could beat Georgia Tech because you almost did it last year. But I think with the coaches coming in, if they can watch film and dial in and really prepare, I think they could compete against Georgia Tech though. That's going to be a pivotal game though. Pivotal game for the first game of the season. That's going to let us know if they prepared or not. The very first game is going to let us know. Very first game. Because if they don't win this game, y'all gonna sit there and drag the defensive coordinator. Y'all gonna drag them. The offensive coordinator gonna get dragged too, but the defensive court really gonna get dragged. There's a lot of pressure on this team because the media is gonna drag him. They already comparing him against the Indiana coach. I don't think there's no comparison. You shouldn't because it's two different programs. You shouldn't compare them. The reason why you shouldn't compare Coach Prime to that coach is because that guy had access to more money. Okay? He had access to more money. He had Mark Cuban. Coach Prime didn't have Mark Cuban. Okay? He didn't have Mark Cuban, so we can't compare the two programs. Because if he had Mark Cuban and all that money, he would have got all the players too. The only problem is though, them coaches ain't really watching the film with the play. It don't matter what players he got, they would have fell apart. Because if you're not sitting there watching film, if you're not sitting there watching film, with the I'm not talking about highlights. I'm talking about real film study. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how they would have been prepared, but he would have still probably would have got the beast in there. It don't matter because, like I said, good players can make up for lousy coaching because that's what Travis and them did. Okay, they were very important. Shador was very important because they made up for the holes in what was going on. So the defensive coordinator got exposed after Travis and them left. You got to watch film, yo. You got to dial in. You got to dial in. But they will dial in this year. I bet you they will. I bet you they'll dial in this year. But that first game, though, Georgia Tech, that's the test. Because yeah, they got a cake team. I think this the second game is going to be a cakewalk. But that first game, they got to win that. They can't start the season 0-1. They can't. They can't start the season 0-1 because y'all gonna start dragging those coordinators. Y'all gonna start. I already know it. Y'all gonna start dragging them, especially if they get blown out. Now, here's my thing: if they lose against Georgia Tech, how did they lose? If they lost on their shield, then that's fine with me. But if they get blown out, get belt the ass put to them, hey, you guys are gonna unleash on them coordinators, man. You're gonna unleash on them coordinators. So the pressure is on. I can tell the pressure's on by how they talking to the kids already. The pressure's on. Okay. The pressure's on. But as long as they do the film study and prepare, shit, that's all that matter. If they lose, somebody got to lose. I don't. It's how they lose. You know what I'm saying? Because they start the season 0-1, but they really fought to the last wire. I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Even if they go 0-3, I'm okay with that. It's just how they lose. But I just know that the media is going to try to put belt to ass to these coordinators. I'm telling you, they are. So the pressure is on. This is the ultimate platform. This platform could make or break you. Because if you winning, this platform is going to bless you. Oh yes, it's going to bless you. But if you losing, it's like a gift and a curse. But it's still the main platform, though. It is. Because everybody going to be watching next season. Because everything should have been fixed now. You got new coaches in. I don't care what the coaches are saying. They talking a good game. What did Loaded Luck say? You like Jim Lampley, Larry Merchant. You talk a good fight. Loaded Lux. You know what I'm saying? That's what Loaded Luck said. That's what the beloved said, Loaded Lux. You like Jim Lampley, Larry Merchant. You talk a good fight. I don't want to hear what you got to say to the team. I want to see how you prepare this time. Are you going to prepare against Georgia Tech and go in there and put belt the ass of Georgia Tech, or y'all just talking? So what I'm saying? So that's what it is this year. That's what it is. Can y'all get it done? I hear it. I hear the motive. I heard what the tight end coach said. It sound good though. That sound good. But are you going to use your tight ends this year? We gonna see. We gonna see. We gonna see now. We gonna see. I like the motivation talk. I love it. I love it. But we got to see some action. And that's why this is exciting because everybody going to be watching. Guys, this going to be the number. Listen, their ratings are going to go through the roof. I promise you this. Remember, I said this. Their ratings are going to go through the roof the first game. You say, shout out to Coach Mobile. You say he underrated. What's up, Samba? What's up, DJH? What's up, Keith? Uh, what's up, Herbert? What's going on? What's up, Glove in the house? You said the linebacker coach might mess around and take over the DC. Listen, did you hear? Yo, did you hear him talk? He ain't come there to play. You said, let me see. You said Neely just posted a short channels making money off Colorado and spewing venom about Colorado. He's right. We are making money off Colorado. He's right about that. But I'm not making a huge bag. Y'all can see my numbers. Y'all know I'm not making a huge bag. You guys can do the math on me. I'm not making a huge bag here, but I like talking about it. And I don't think they really talking about me. Let's just talk about that real quick, because I'm glad you said that. Because somebody said yesterday, I think he was throwing a subliminal at you. I don't think it's me. I think it's as Buffed and Prime and them he talking about. He not talking about me, because I'm too small for for them to even get at. You see what I'm saying? I can't be rubbing them the wrong way. You see what I'm saying? If they are, they are. It's okay, because they have a right to answer back. They have a right to get into the sauce. It ain't no, because I remember Coach Prime said, he said, Neely, you hear every day. He said, Chico, you hear every day. He said, you have you know, he said, you're close to the action. He talking about Big Dog Chico. And shout out to Big Dog Chico, by the way. He said, Big Dog Chico and Neely, you guys know everything. And these people, he said, they looking on the outside, they think they know something, but you guys know what's really going on. He right about that. I have to submit to that. Coach is right about that. I am looking on out. He's not talking about me. No, he's not talking about me, because they know I don't make it personal. You see what I'm saying? So they not talking about me. It's not they, but they know I'll be sitting there going at them coaches that I do. But it's not personal. I never said Coach Prime is using the school money to fly the plane to go see the Cleveland Browns game. Then that's going personal. I never said that. Now you know who said it. I didn't say that. You know what I'm saying? I don't make it personal. Remember Coach Prime said it. He said, I don't care if you sit there and talk about the program, but don't make it personal. He said that. So they're not talking about me. What they'll do is they'll sit there and get a good laugh at me bumping my gums. That's what they do. But they don't take that personal. You see what I'm saying? And yes, he is right. We are making money by talking about Colorado. He is right about that. And I the one said it. I said that it's the reason why. I said this in a live chat before. I said the reason why we making money is because of Bucky. I said that. I said because of Bucky. Bucky the one put this thing together when he was at Jackson State. He the one created all this madness with his camera. I said that. And I said the reason why we're able to have platforms and get the view is because of Bucky and Coach Prime. Let's not get this twisted. It's because of them. So I agree with that. But when you make it personal, that's when you get out of pocket. When you make it personal. You see what I'm saying? I never said that the kids are coming to me. I never said that. They the ones spilling the what we call the tea. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying they got to be prepared to beat Georgia Tech. Coach Prime know that already. That's why he brought in the coaches. Listen, guys, he didn't change that linebacker coach for no reason. He agreed what I agreed in. The linebacker coach needed some work, yo. He weren't prepared. So coach brought in a new linebacker coach. He agreed with me. I'm not saying he agreed with me like he's looking at me agreeing with me, but we're on the same page. That's what he brought in a new DB coach, right? He brought in a new offensive coordinator. He agreed with us, but we're not making it personal. You see what I'm saying? We're not making it personal. We're not saying that, well, after this season, he needs to quit football so we won't have to pay him the rest of his salary. I didn't say that. Somebody else said that they're making it personal now. I'm not making it personal. Now, me going back and forth with Neely, that's barbershop talk. When I say Neely did, I don't appreciate what he said about Tafiq, blah, 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 blah. That's barbershop talk. They don't care about that. That's not personal. I'm not attacking Neely's character. You see what I'm saying? So that's the difference. So they know that. But yeah, people do make it personal. But hey, man, um, if players are going to a YouTuber to break down film, that's something we don't need to know. That's and also they offer him a job, and he said he turned it down. So obviously he knows some of the players and stuff like that, and they tried to bring him in, but he said he couldn't do it. That's some stuff that we don't need to know. That's not football at this point. That's just some personal stuff. But it is what it is. Everybody can do what they want to do. But this is still the best program to talk about. I'm telling you, all eyes are going to be on Colorado that first game. I promise you the views are going to go through the roof. I promise you the stadium is going to be sold out. It's going to be sold out. And why is it sold out? Because Coach Prime is coaching. That's why. Guys, let me not get ahead of myself here. The reason why you think the game going to be sold out and to be most because what Coach Prime. That's why. He knows how to build this shit up. He knows how to everybody talking. The buzz is back now. You get it? He said, "Yeah." Look, let me tell you what Coach did, right? When he had that interview with Neely, that wasn't on purpose. I mean, that was on purpose. He said, "Look, now this is a new look for the team now." He said the guys are looking different. He said, I like the process. You know what I'm saying? He getting the buzz back going. And what did he tell the players? He said, I felt this when he said that because he handpicked the players this year. He didn't do that last year. Okay. He handpicked every single player this year. If you brought a player to his table, or he analyzed them himself. And you know what he said to the players? I handpicked all y'all. I know you ain't gonna let me down. How you think that kid felt, yo? That he said that to him. He said, I know you're not gonna let me down. I wish he would say if he said that to me and I'm gonna give it my all. I'm gonna bust my ass on that field because he told me that. I have a Hall of Famer with a gold jacket pointing at me saying, I know you're not gonna let me down. He's now he's working psychology on him again. Now he back in his bag. That's what he did at Jackson State. He's working psychology. He's sitting up there hypnotizing people. Okay. Now he back in his bag again. How do you think that must feel to a kid? He's saying, I handpicked you. I know you're not gonna let me down. That means he good. For somebody like that to acknowledge that I'm good, I'm gonna sit up there and bust my ass for him. You see what I'm saying, Keith? If he told me that, I said, damn, Coach Prime sat there and pointed me out and say, you ain't gonna let me down. I know you ain't gonna let me down. Coach, I ain't gonna let you down. I'm gonna sit there and bust my ass in the film room. I'm gonna study film. I'm gonna do everything I need to do. If he told me that, okay. I remember him, it was just him and Bo Jackson as the greatest athletes of all time, the greatest two-sport athletes of all time. Him and Bo Jackson, period. That's it. And for him to sit there and tell me that, oh yeah, I'm busting my ass, man. I said, Coach, you got it. And he got a 4.3 40 person on the team. You said nobody clapped after Brennan Marion spoke, but I bet you they clapped after that tight end coach spoke. I bet you they did. I bet you they clapped after the linebacker coach spoke. You can feel the intensity. You can also feel the intent. Look, they did it on purpose. You remember when the offensive line coach came up there to speak, and he only said a few things, and Coach Prime said, "I know they ain't all you got." They did that on purpose. That's showmanship. They did it on purpose. Big man, that's all you got to say, and he just walked off. That was like theatrics. He said, "That's all you got to say." I know you got more than that to give to the team, and then he had more. You see how he had more to say? That was already prepared, already scripted. They not fooling me. They're running psychology on this team because remember, sports is 90% cerebral, 10% physical, meaning it's 90% mental, 10% physical. So you got to work on their mind, and that's what they're doing. He already hypnotized them when he pointed at him and said, "I know you're not gonna let me down, yo." Because they see that he only won 3 games last year. They know that he needs help. He's asking him, "I need your help. And I know you're not gonna let me down." Guys, I will give 120,000% on that field for him saying that to me. That's an honor for him to say that to me. And I'm not trying to say that he's a deity or anything like that. But for him to acknowledge that I'm good enough and I'm not gonna let him down, I'm not gonna let him down, yo. Period. You know what I would tell Coach? Coach, I need you to get on my ass if you feel like I'm not giving enough in practice. I need you to stop practice and chew me the fuck out. Okay, because I'm going to get motivated, especially I'm on that offensive line. I say, Coach, if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, call a timeout and chew my ass out, and see when I put some spoting on my man's ass. That's some country talk. I'm gonna put some spoting on his ass after that. Your defensive line is mine. One by one, I'm gonna kick all their ass. Okay, their ass is gonna be kicked. There's gonna be some ass kicking around there. Just chew me out one time, Coach. Just chew me out. And look, he probably gonna think I'm crazy. I was like, Coach, I need you to chew me out. I need you to call timeout and chew my ass out. Just chew me out one time, Coach. Grab my helmet, grab my face mask, and chew me the hell out. You know what I'm saying? Smack me on the helmet, and guess what's gonna happen? That man in front of me is gonna be taken out on him. That's some old school stuff right there. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's just how I am. But it's still the most talked about. It's still exciting. You see what I'm saying? And I know what Matt said. He don't want them showing stuff in practice. Matt, they not showing nothing in practice. But we need to see that. Don't get Bucky to stop showing shit in practice. That's how they do it. That ain't had nothing to do with them losing. It had nothing to do with it. So we want to see a little something in practice. We want to see it because that's how the hype is there. So the hype is already coming. It's already the possibilities is going on now. He's already brought in the new coaches. So y'all can't sit up there and knock the linebacker coach no more. You know, saying that's his boy and all that. He already replaced him. He's still there though. He's still there. See, shout out to him for not turning his back on his friends. You don't got to fire him, but just bring somebody in and give him another position so everybody can still eat. That's what he's doing. And they sitting up there talking shit about Coach Sapp. Listen, Coach Sapp got he's on vacation. He's still there, but it ain't time for him to coach the players yet because the coach has got to be hands off right now. But when it's time for them to start coaching and getting prepared, he'll be there for sure. But that would have lit a fire under my ass. If he said, I know you didn't let me down, I handpicked you to come here. Oh, hell no. I'm going to take it out on my man in front of me. And you know what I would say before practice? I would have stood up, but I would stand up. You know how like they have the little team meeting before practice? Coach, I would raise my hand, coach. Can I stand up and say something real quick? Okay, go ahead. Coach, I would like to say to you and all the coaches here, I would like to apologize for what I'm about to do to my man today. I would like to apologize. I don't mean no hard feelings. You know, iron sharpens iron, but it's going to be some belt to ass today if I was offensive lineman. And guess what that's going to do? That's going to light a fire on the defensive line because I've already called him out. I said it's already going to be belt to ass put today. Okay. And I apologize in advance, coach. I apologize in advance. He's like, all right, that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. It might be a fight today, and I apologize. But we have to it had to be iron sharpens iron around here. We need some fights around here. Iron sharpens iron. We can have a fight, dap it up, and go have dinner together. But we gotta make each other better. So that's right. It's gonna be belt to ass put today. And I might win some, lose some, and then I come back and win some. It's gonna be the most talked about guys. You wait and see. You wait and see. I don't give a damn whatever how they start the season. It's gonna be the most watched game and it's gonna be sold out. I believe they gotta go. It's a away game, right? Georgia Tech. Yeah. Georgia Tech, that stadium gonna be sold out. It's gonna be sold out. I'm telling you right now, and I'm gonna be watching it. That's right. You said Coach Signetti showed me how it's done. 16-0, not well, hey, it's a new season. Let's see what we do this year. Yeah, the Georgia Tech game is in Atlanta. It's in ATL. I can't wait for it. Guys, it's in ATL. It's the stage is gonna be set. It don't matter about all the talk. Um, Major vibes, it don't matter. The stage is set in ATL. All they gotta do is go out there and put belt to ass to Georgia Tech and everything's forgiven. I'm telling you, that's the first game. That's gonna set the tone for the rest of the season. Yeah, you could gamble on older players, but that's a seem like that's what Indiana did. If you ask me though, the play has already been done before. He did it at Jackson State. He did the same thing. He brought in older players. He did the same thing at Jackson State. He handpicked them though. He restructured the whole roster, but it's already been done before. He's already done it. He just did it at Jackson State. So apparently he's doing it this year. That's exactly what he's doing. He had to evaluate every single player this year. He didn't do it last year. He couldn't. He couldn't do it last year because unfortunately, life be life, and we all not exempt from when life is life. So life was lifing for him last year, but now he's back and he looked younger than ever. You know what I'm saying? And he's back hand picking again. So if he hand picks, he gonna hand pick a bowl game. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is right there. He gonna hand pick a bowl game. He know how to hand pick a bowl game. Okay. But the thing is, Georgia Tech, that's gonna be the game to set it off, Keith. You feel me? Ain't no more 3-9 season this year. That's unacceptable. Well, I'm not saying it's unacceptable because for me it's unacceptable. Let me just say that when I say this. When I say 3-9 is unacceptable, that's not for me. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't matter what I say. But he don't want to go 3-9. He's a competitor. So he's gonna handpick the players and handpick the coaches so he won't have to do that. Come on, Keith. The 2-10 is unacceptable. Come on now. Not 2-10 now. 2-10. Nah. Let me tell you something. If he go 2-10, you guys gonna drag Brendan Marion like you have never dragged him before. Brendan Marion's gonna get dragged out of football. DJH, what's going on? Do you hear me? If they go to if they go 2-9, he might get fired. He'll get fired before the season is over. I promise you that. He'll get fired before the season over. That's not happening. That's not happening, Famalam. Let's not play. Let's not play no games here. That's not happening. You said he had no dogs outside of special teams last year. Yo, we just showed some of the you missed it contextual. We showed the Georgia Tech game, but they started flagging it. He did. Martavius French had 2 fumble recoveries that game. He was doing his thing. He was all over the field. DJ McKinney had an interception. They were putting pressure on Haynes King, but it's just their formation didn't look right. Haynes King was exploiting their formation. There was holes all over the place. You said, why did he get K Salter? He knew K Salt. They knew him, or he knew his brother from back from Little League. He knew the family already. And also, K Salter had a really good game, had a really good career at Liberty. And if you look at the Georgia Tech game, K Salter did his thing early on. Go look. We saw it. That kid was moving like he wanted it. You said T. Cal and his groupies are mad all the players they picked were bench. But go look at the first Georgia Tech game to see what Martavius French did. Yeah. You said French was to a linebacker. Yeah, he was a linebacker, right. And he did good in that game. But the defense kept coming on the field. As soon as they get off to take a break, they back on the field again. But they held Georgia Tech all the way to the second quarter to 7-0 until Georgia Tech kicked that field goal. And the defense, if you look at their formation, it wasn't right. You said ask Salter brother why he stayed and didn't hop because he's good. Why should he hop in the portal? He got an opportunity. Shit, his brother got paid. Shit, everything is good. It's not all bad. Colorado is the platform. I would stay there. He's pretty good too. His brother's pretty good. You said Robert Livingston defense will reset the line of scrimmage and put Georgia Tech offense in a very difficult. We gonna see. We gonna see because they ain't do it like early on in that game. The defensive line was doing good for sure. They were. They were putting pressure all over Haynes King, but they were exploiting the holes in the defense, though. That's what they were doing. You said K Salter should have went to Syracuse. You don't think he had the horses last year? They looking good this year for the players that they picked. Well, yeah, Salter don't have no more eligibility though. He's done. He's preparing for the NFL. He's preparing for the NFL now. But you never know, man. Dreams could be answered. I mean, but people said the same thing about Jimmy Horn. Oh man, he ain't going to the NFL. He dropped too many damn balls. What did he do? He got from MF and drafted. Okay. I was happy for that kid when he got drafted, man. For real. When he sat there for a minute, when he got the phone call, his mother was sitting with him. He just said to her, "Yeah, the Carolina Panthers." You know what I'm saying? It was surreal for him. He didn't he his life had just changed. That's why he did it like that. Yeah, Carolina Panthers. Just I'm going to the Panthers. You know how he must have felt? God damn. Whole life changed right there in the blink of an eye. Man, that felt good. You said Salter not getting drafted, especially after winning 3 games. He might not get drafted, but he might make a roster spot though. Anything can happen. We don't know what he's gonna do. He might be invited to I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, when you lose like that, it's hard. You're not getting definitely not getting drafted. That's for sure. I mean, I'm being realistic here, but I wasn't wrong about Jimmy though. I knew Jimmy was getting drafted. I knew he was. Yeah, he made that hero comeback. Remember, coach had to talk to him contextual. That was a game where he talked to him like, look, we need you. Your dad is watching you. And he did that, and he came back and made a big play for her. Ghost Airborne, you said probably gonna you mean this season they're gonna go 3-9 and probably be 12 or 13 in the conference? Whew. That can't happen, Ghost Airborne. Listen to me. That can't happen. They can't happen because y'all gonna sit there and drag this offensive coordinator. He gonna get dragged beyond dragging. You can't go. No, don't say that. Can't go 3-9. You said the problem with Salt is he had no wiggle, no vision. So teams were playing him like he was a pocket passer. They got too much talent to be three. I know. Got too much talent to be 3-9. Now stop playing with me. The difference last year is that the players didn't study for their opponents. The coaches didn't either. Apparently, coaches didn't either contextual. But see, what happened was he went ahead and got some more coaches. That's what he did. They got to go to a bowl game this year. I'm sorry. 3-9 is unacceptable. I'm not saying unacceptable for me, because my opinion don't matter. It's unacceptable for the coaching. Okay, it ain't no way. They got players that's coming in that's so hungry because they see the platform. All they gotta do is ball out, and sky's the limit. The chance, um, let me see. Let me pick somebody. Like one of the linebackers. Remember what he said he had the linebacker stand up in the meeting? I believe it was ESPN. He said, I know you're not gonna let me down. He said, because we met on the plane. I know you're not gonna that kid is you see how he look? He's ready to he's so freaking hyped up. He ready to go practice now. He said the tight end coach has a reputation to protect. He's not gonna let laziness. Yeah, he not the way he sounded. He called him plain. He said because he met him on the plane because he came up to coach. He said, Coach, I can ball. And then he went ahead and researched him real quick. He said, Yo, let me see what he got this and that. He said, Coach, he can ball, coach. And he went up to ESPN and said, Listen, what you want to do? He said, Well, coach, I gotta do this. No, 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 no. What you want to do now? So think about he hypnotizes. Think about what how that feel, yo. He called you out and gave you a nickname. Like I know you're not gonna let me down, man. You said all of those tight ends for nothing. What do you mean, Keith? All of them for nothing? Yeah, he had too much going on in the off season to even be prepared. But life be life, and it's nothing he could have done about it. You said coach gonna get those X's and O's and play tic tac. You damn right he know how to do it. But it's just that he's the head coach. He's the CEO. He got to put it all together. But he know how to if he got to fire that offensive coordinator and get that damn playbook out himself, that's what he gonna do. Because he's done it at Jackson State. Remember at Jackson State, he used to have a play card in his hand, and he used to be looking at it and talking, hiding his you know how they hide so you can't read his lips. He was doing that at Jackson State. If he didn't like a certain play, no, I need you to do this, 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 and that. But anyway, the good thing about it is this is a new season. Yeah, and that's how he is. If you ain't gonna change, we gonna change you. He ain't gonna have no. He's not gonna sit up here and try to be 3-9 again. That's not happening. He got the players this time. Picked them. Um, he got some speedy receivers, and then that receiver went 4-3, and then that defensive end went what he ran 4-4, right? Yeah, they gonna do some things with that. He needs to be more hands on than he has hands on. They say he needs to let this. No, no, no. He needs to be hands on. That's what he's doing. You see, he be at practice watching him. He's really hands on this year. He's not playing. You said I didn't see Mama T in the video. Who's Mama T? What's going on, PC40? We got a little bit of oh, you got a Steelers Nation. I see you. We have we got a little bit of weather going on out here right now. That's why I'm not outside. I'm just letting my car get snow on it. That's about it. I'm not out there. You said, man, I'm just being realistic, guaranteed. I know, I hear what you're saying. We just going back and forth. Just think about I'm not going at you. Just think of it as barbershop talk. Because some of these people go out, they don't do the we trying to read every comment and we just going back and forth. That's all. It's just barbershop talk. I'm not going after you. Mama T, you said the dark skinned lady who set up the decorations. She not she probably on vacation or something. You see, he right in the mix. Yeah, he is in the mix. He gotta be. He watching everything, Glove, because he not playing. You remember when he was at Jackson State, he was all over the place. Yo, he even got on the kickers at one point. Remember that? He said, Mata, why you keep kicking the balls and we got to go buy new balls? Why you keep doing that? He was on everybody. And Mata was like, damn, I got a kick. But you know, he just going back and forth. He's dead. That's how he gonna be this year. You said they expect another safety coach is coming to remove that responsibility from Livingston hands. Hey, he might do that. You said her and the other dude might have got married. What's the other dude? Y'all off the hook. Y'all be watching everything. She probably still there. You talking about Miss Tracy? She probably still there. Is that her name? He talking about the tall dude. I think he's still there. But people on vacation. It's the oh no, Tracy's prime sister. That's right. He said the player. That's what Bucky be calling the player. Hey man, Livingston, he gonna show improve this year, Tremaine. That's all I'm saying. Because they got some people in there. I looked at what the people they acquired in the portal. They got a team. They got Boo Carter now. So he's already good. He gonna be man in the secondary. They're in good hands with him. And they're in good hands with the other CBs they brought in. They're in good hands. They're in good hands with the linebackers. So what's the problem? They ain't got more problems this time. So they're in good hands. But the thing is, Prime is walking all over the place. Okay. That's what he be doing. He's watching everybody work out. He's watching everything. So he is what you call micromanaging. That's what he got to do. But other than that, just let it play out. You said Bucky always trying to low key hook them up. He just be doing that for the camera. It's just fun and games. You know how Bucky gonna find somebody for the camera. Remember, he used to always get on track. What he used to call Travis Saucy T. You know, he gonna be doing that again. He gonna find somebody to get on. I don't know if y'all heard about Travis. He had lost his wallet and stuff, and this girl found it and she gave it back to his wife. His wife went and picked it up. And here she go talking about, well, I didn't get a thank you from Travis yet. Girl, his wife thanked you. The fuck? I hate see people, man. This is hard, man. Once you reach that level, everybody trying to get clout off you. His wife had already thanked her for giving his stuff back, his license and everything. And here she go, well, I ain't get a thank you from Travis yet. It's just crazy, man. At least he got his stuff back. You said he walked out with a Chick-fil-A sauce and waved to that Bucky Zesty. Yeah, they used to be funny with that. Yeah, man. Like you gave it back to him. His wife thanked you. So what's he can't come and get it himself because that's Travis. She can go get it. And that's what happened. But at least he got his stuff back, and shout out to her for giving it back to him. And I see Shador and Shiloh, they were at the where were they at? France? They were back in France again or England somewhere. They were at a fashion show. You see what I'm saying? The models and shit. And then you hear what you see what Shiloh said to him. He said, "Oh, I hope we don't do like last time. Last time you had that damn purse." Shador, listen to me. And he said, you know, they be talking about your bags and shit. Cause I be talking about him. I don't want to say that he was wearing a purse because he was had a purse on. So hopefully he don't have that damn purse this year. He had a purse. That white purse. Oh my God. I'm like, damn, that's a pocketbook. Shador. I was the one saying he had a pocketbook because he did. That man had a pocketbook, man. And he gonna try to say it's not it was a something he called it. Shador. That's the pocketbook that my auntie used to have in church when she take out her mints. You remember your auntie give you the grandmother give you the mints? They got the peppermints for you. They used to put them in that. It's a pocketbook, man. But shout out to Shador. Only Shador can pull that off. Only he I can't pull it. He can. He can pull it off. Because he said, you know, he can pull it off. Okay. But then that's what Shiloh said. He said, you know, they were talking about you last year with them bags. You know what I'm saying? With your purse. So I hope you don't do that again this year. But shout out to the brothers, man. They was out in they were in France Fashion Week. That's where they were at. Yeah, so they were out there. Um, only he can pull that off. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was a Gangstalicious bag. You know what I'm saying? But see, only he can pull that off though. I can't pull it off. Him and Pharrell can pull shit off like that. Pharrell can do it too. You said his dad told him he has to stop. Listen, I even started talking about the moissanite, and they started saying it. They started saying, "Oh, y'all got moissanite chain." I said that because they do be having moissanite chain. They don't even know it. These guys be like, they gotta get this shit at praise, yo. They be having moissanite, but I'm not trying to hate on them. You know what I'm saying? But he was wearing a pocketbook. It's all it. Bucky wear pocketbooks too. You know what I'm saying? He can't sit there and talk because he you remember that little he called it a camera bag. Sir, that wasn't no camera bag, yo. That's a goddamn pocketbook. You know what I'm saying? But hey, they can pull it off, yo. Bucky can pull it off too. Okay. So that's just what it is right there. They can pull. See me, if I'm gonna get a bag, I give me a book bag or give me a messenger bag. I'll do a messenger bag. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, that's just how I do it. But shout out to the brothers, man, out there doing some things out there. They'll probably be modeling again, especially when they come to New York. They probably be another fashion thing again. And they're already out there politicking already, you know, trying to set something up with Levi's. I saw them. You know what I'm saying? Um, so they're doing things like that. So that's good that they're together. I like how they stick together. Um, you said Bucky a little more on the frugal side. No, he not. No, he not. He not on the frugal side. You see how he have his gloves on and his rings over the gloves? No, he fabulous, man. No, don't let Bucky fool you. Bucky don't even wear jeans, he said. No, he not on the frugal side. No, he's not. He be wearing his diamonds over the gloves. Okay. You said the kids today need to stop with the fingernail polish that, you know, Caleb Williams. That's what they do. That's how they do it. Caleb wear different colors. Easter egg. He wear Easter egg colors on his nails. But his game is good. You said Bucky's open. You said Shiloh. Yeah, Shiloh, he's a little bit more on the yeah, I said it. He's like Liberace. Bucky. Yeah, don't let Bucky fool you. Bucky Liberace, man. Yeah, Caleb is nice. His game is not. He got a new coach, and they playing to his strengths. So Caleb is good. He can wear the fingernail polish all he wants to. Is he not the first one to do it? Dennis Rodman used to do it. They see these kids, these young people think that they're doing something that hasn't been done already. No, Dennis Rodman was doing it. Dennis Rodman was the one coloring his hair and all that. So this has already been done before. That's why when Caleb do it, ain't no big deal. Dennis was doing it. Okay. So you said Caleb throwing fadeaway touchdown. Yeah, I know. He in his bag, yo. Caleb Williams in his bag. But hey, he can paint his fingernails and toes all he want to. It's been done already. You said why three boys is always the same personality, and the oldest, middle, and youngest are in the family. I don't know. It's always one that stands out. There's always going to be one. They're all different. Yeah, Rodman was Rodman, but Rodman can control a game with just rebounding, with just defense. I remember he took Shaq out of his game. He sure did. He was talking shit to Shaq, and he took him out of his game. And Shaq only had like 12 points. Yep. Rodman is a Hall of Famer, first ballot. And he was with the bad boys back in the day. So yeah, man. That's all you need. So yeah, they can wear purses and pocketbooks, but as long as their game is their game, then that's it. I will say something about that little white pocketbook he had was out of pocket though. I'm sorry, Shador was out of pocket. But I don't know if it was the pocketbook or the puffy coat he had. It was crazy. In the white shoes, man, Shador was, man, you couldn't tell him nothing, man. You couldn't tell him nothing with that outfit. You couldn't tell him nothing. You you, you couldn't tell him he wasn't clean, man. I know Rodman's daughter just became one of the highest paid female soccer players in the world. I know. Yep. Um, yeah, man. You couldn't tell him he wasn't clean, man. But yeah, don't let Bucky fool you, man. He had on them gloves and had his rings on the gloves. I said, "Oh shit, that's Liberace right there." But yeah, man, that's how it is, man. That's how their dad was when he was playing. Had the jury and stuff. You said them dudes robbed Shador house. Shaking my head. Let me ask you a question. That house that they robbed, did he move out of that house? He moved out of that house, or what did he do? You said people forget about Rodman's older sister. She kicked Cheryl Miller ass at LA Tech. Oh, yeah, he did have a sister play basketball. You're right about that. Okay, he moved. So that's all that matters. He moved. It ain't gonna happen again. But they target wasn't just him, they targeted a lot of other NFL players. Joe Burrow got robbed, house got robbed while he was at a game. And also Miles Garrett got robbed. You said no, it's the same house. Yeah, I thought he said something about it when he was there. I don't know. But yeah, he'll be all right. Long as nobody got hurt and nobody was there. That's all that matter. It happens. It's not the first time players been getting robbed for years when they away in that games and stuff. Patrick Ewing house got robbed when he was at a game. He was away though. He's at a away game. His house got robbed in Jersey. Yep. Yeah, he beat up and scared. That's all he got to do. It's all it is. It is what it is. And it's probably, yeah, it probably just his house for why he's there. You never know what's gonna happen all season. He gonna go to another team. We don't know yet. I think he gonna stay right there. You like the new recruits with Colorado, but the problem is the Big 12 is getting better. Texas Tech, Utah, Arizona State, BYU. We'll see. We'll definitely see what happens this year. They do play Arizona State this year. Did they play Texas Tech? Yes, they played Texas Tech. So we're gonna see like what happens this season. I like it though. I like the possibilities though. Myself. I like the possibility this year. Because everybody start out with the same record to see what they do. You said BYU is good. Yeah. Damn, it is 18 degrees out. And if they said it feels like 1 degrees because of the wind and it's still snowing. Oh well. I had left a bottle of water in my car yesterday. I came out, it was frozen. It was crazy. It stayed cold the whole time though. You said you got lucky in Houston. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be as bad like they say. You said Tampa, temperature's still around 30. Yeah, and that's cold for Houston though. You said when Shador and Travis get established in the NFL and start coming to CU games, recruiting is gonna go crazy. They already come up. They came they was there last year. Travis came to the game last year at one of those games. You remember Shador came there to get treatment and stuff. Yeah, well, on their bye week. You remember when Shador came? He was like, Dad needed me." He said, "Man, I need you to suit up." You said 10 to 15 degrees, bust pipes. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, the trees explode. That's always happened though. When it drops below a certain temperature, freezing, the sap in the trees expand. That's been happening. That's why you be seeing trees just fall down like they do. You say you know it's cold when the dog refuses to go outside the crap. Yeah, it's real out there. Oh, yeah, I do see the truckers. I did see videos on that. The only way I'll drive out there now if I had chains on my tire, but they don't like you to have chains on your tires here. They don't like that to happen, but that's the only way you can get through it. I think only the police do it out here. But yeah, tomorrow is not going to snow. It's supposed to clear up. So, and the temperature is supposed to go up a little bit. So it's not that bad. I don't know. We'll see. It's supposed to be snowing all day, like nonstop. So I'm gonna see, like, eventually what's the end result here. Oh, you try? I drove in the snow the last time it snowed out here. It's not good. Even when you got good tires, man, going down hills, it takes a 5-minute trip into a 15-minute, 20-minute trip. It's not good. I figured I'll just stay in it. I'm not going to mess around. Shout out to some of these businesses talking about they going to be open anyway, and we're not closing. That's a job you quit. If they insist on you coming in weather like this, you need to get another job. Yeah, it ain't no traction, no matter how good your tires are. Especially 18 degrees when it turn into ice. Forget it. But shout out to the people that's trying to do what you call it, Instacart today. They getting paid, but I don't know how they gonna get it there. Unless you got a truck. Like if you got like a 4x4, you got a truck with some good tires and you got chains on it, yeah, you can roll. You do. I think the go-go will work in the Big 12. Marion only went 7-5 last year. Well, we about to see. We about to see, PC. We about to see. Yeah, I know he went 7-5, but we about to see though. That's what everybody here to see. Let's get it. You at your job right now, but you live less than 5 miles away. Is it snowing where you at? See, I'm okay with driving in it. You say you're doing DoorDash right now. They offering $7 peak pay. Where are you at though, Max? You said, "Hey Max, how's James Franklin doing in Virginia?" Wait, how James Frank? Who is James Franklin? I'm not in Virginia at the moment. You said the temp's been high enough though. Okay, so if the temperature's high enough, you ain't got to worry about ice. You said that go-go offense looked like a wishbone offense. Yeah, you said James Franklin. Well, let me see. Fired Penn State coach. Oh, the Penn State former. Okay, he's in Penn State old coach. He's at Virginia State. That's what Virginia State needed though. Virginia State, they invested a lot of money because the last time I was at their campus, Virginia State campus looked nice. They putting a lot of money into the campus and they're rehabbing the whole facilities. Somebody dropped a bag on Virginia State. So Virginia State trying to go places. So that was a good hire then. Is it Virginia State or Virginia Tech? He went to Virginia Tech. Well, I know my boy's son. He transferred from Virginia Tech. He went to UCLA. Yeah, he went to UCLA. Um, he went to the same school as Tafik Bayard. He transferred to UCLA. Good cornerback. Dante Lovett. His dad played at St. Anthony's High School in New Jersey. You know, that's a powerhouse school back in the day. His dad is a basketball coach now, but he played high school basketball at St. Anthony's. I went to grammar school with him. But his son Dante just transferred to UCLA. You said JMU is the best program in Virginia right now. That's a whole fact. But UVA trying to make a comeback. They trying to. You said pretty girls at UCLA. Good luck. And they paid him a bag too. I see what he driving. They damn sure did pay him a bag. Sure did. They paid him a bag, but he has an NFL grade though. He's trying to get to the NFL. If I thought you might know if he's recruiting all DMV areas. Yeah, he is recruiting. My nephew's getting recruited, but he's not going there though. He's not going to Virginia Tech, but they gave him an offer though. Yeah, it's not Virginia Tech. He really liked Miami and a few other schools. But I think Virginia Tech, they'll come back eventually. Is Drone still there? The quarterback, he's still there. He didn't hit the portal. They got a pretty good quarterback. But I haven't really followed Virginia Tech like that though. I used to follow them back in the day when Frank Beamer was there, when he was the coach. That's back when Michael Vick and all that was there. I used to follow him heavy, but not no more. You said LSU roster nasty, but Lane Kiffin is known to choke though. We'll see. He got pressure on him this year too. You think Coach Prime got pressure? No, Lane Kiffin got pressure. You know what I'm saying? If he's not in the playoffs next year, it's a failure. Now, Ole Miss didn't choke, but he left there. It's crazy how he left there like that. He didn't get to finish out. So Lane Kiffin, the one got pressure. He got some pressure on him because that's a very high profile team. He cannot. He has to make the playoffs. Okay, anything else is unacceptable. That's a very stressful position to have. But hey, guess what? He took a huge gamble. When you take huge gambles, it pays off. Sometimes it blows up in your face, sometimes it plays off. So we'll see. Now, Jordan Seaton, he's in an opportunity right now. All he got to do is sit there and do his job. Okay. Max, the other guy who has a channel thing, Ponder, will start over Juju and got mad because we said he's tripping. Ponder he dare to compete though. He dare to compete. It's going to be a competition at the quarterback position. But I think Juju will be the man. I think he'll be the man. Yeah, Alabama always got pressure. What's up, Ant? You see 50 and Cam doing a paid and full TV series. Are they? But yeah, man, they always got pressure. That's high profile teams. So Prime is not the only one under pressure. All the big name coaches, they under pressure every year. Football is all about what have you done for me lately. So everybody under pressure. It's all about winning. But guess what? These coaches like it though. It's competition. They like the competition. You said Ponder sound like a start in that. I know he did, right? How come Juju didn't speak? Yeah, Ponder, yeah, he was up there really, really talking, right? Yeah. Like I'm the man over around here. Yeah, the way he was talking, like, yeah, man, like I'm right here, coach. I'm right here. You said Alabama coach should have left this year for Michigan. He won't last another 2 years at Bama. Michigan is high profile too, though. It's stressful there too, because you got to beat Ohio every year. You got to be Ohio State. If you don't, it's a failure. You say Lane Kiffin made a ballsy move and leaving Ole Miss for LSU. He just added a new chapter to this rivalry, right? You said Juju ain't really rah rah like that. Yeah, he kind of like, you know what I'm saying, quiet riot. I seen him a little verbal in practice though. I saw him. Y'all need to do this and that. He just gotta grow into it. Remember, this is supposed to be his year coming out of high school. So it's just a maturity thing. That's all it is. He'll grow into the position. We gotta give him, he just getting out of high school. He's just supposed to be getting out of high school. But he got a year under his belt, so he need a little time, that's all. He just need a little bit time under his belt. You said Lane Kiffin is the Cardi B of college. That's hilarious. But we'll see what happened, man. He got all the big names in the portal. He got the team together. Now let's go out and win. He got Jordan Seaton protecting the left side of the defensive line. Shout out to Trent. Trent follows he follows Jordan Seaton. He follows him on Instagram, so they must know each other. You said I want Coach Sanders in his downtime is less making motivate. You said it's less making it's less making motivational speeches and more scheming and adjusting to the Colorado. Well, we don't know what they're doing in the meetings, but he's probably gonna be doing all that. What's wrong with the motivational speeches? What do you think about Brendan Marion not bringing in his offenses? I thought he did. That running back didn't come with him, running back coach, like he did everywhere else he's been. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. I would thought he would have, but hey, man, they gonna make it work though. He said this is not his offense; it's our offense. That's what he said. It's our offense. So that's it. That's all they got to do, man. They said it's our offense. We got to all execute. But that's what it's about every year. These teams, man, is what have you done for me lately? It's pressure. Pressure's on. That's why I like college football. It's different from the NFL. Um, every game matters in college. I mean, it's like that with NFL too, but it's a difference. Like the fanfare, the seriousness of the fans is all different. Anyway, guys, let me get out of here. I'm gonna go outside for a minute and see what's happening out here. I ain't driving, but go see how it looks out here. But I'll catch you guys a little bit later. I'll be back a little later.